take your time, and that's a nice thing about Trade the Pool. It's a one-time fee there, and it allows up to 45 calendar days. Just take your time, and before you get into any trade, think about your target and your stop, and allocate shares accordingly.
Welcome everybody to another Funded Trader of Trade the Pool. Today is Eric with me. How are you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming to this interview.
Good, Michael. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks. So we're going to dive in and talk about your trading like always, and of course, in general, but also the evaluation. For those of you not familiar with what we do, we fund stock traders, and Eric passed the evaluation of $160,000 of buying power, which means now as a funded trader, you can trade with $160,000 of buying power and basically split the profit. So Eric, let's start with your maybe early career, right? You traded for 3 years.
Yes, that's right.
You already traded. Tell us a little bit about that.
Cash accounts and margin accounts mostly. In the first 2 years, I'd say they were rough. Put money away or put money into an account and then hang on for dear life for a few weeks, and then maybe have to regroup and do it again. And this year's been a better year for me in my cash account to start with, and then I wanted to couple that with Trade the Pool and see if I could grow an account the correct way, and grow an account, and then also be able to just have more buying power.
Nice. And when you started to trade, like the first 2 years, did you do mostly day trade or a swing?
Mostly day trading. I did have enough money saved up to get over the PDT rule, so I had that going for me. But like I said, I would, if I had started out with $30,000, I would hang above that $25,000 mark for as long as I could, and then fall behind, and then I'd have to save money again for my other job, and it was just I never could get above the
mess. It's so hard to do that with your own money, because every dime that you lose, you feel like it's hurting inside, right?
Right.
Amazing. So and when you started to trade, let's talk a little bit about the trading, like the technical side of it. You started to trade. Did you know already what type of strategy you want to apply? How did it work for you?
I try to, I've kind of evolved. I like to trade news flow, as far as earnings. I mostly, earnings or the day after. Like I think Trade the Pool allows, like, if there's an earnings that happens overnight, we can see how it plays out overnight, and then when the market opens the next morning, we can play that stock, and intraday news events as well, and then. I also like to short some of the smaller penny stocks early, pre-market or early in the day.
Nice. So I'm going to share my screen and show the dashboard, and we'll talk a little bit about those trades and the outlooks. For those of you not familiar, every trader gets his own dashboard, and you basically can see the progress and all the stats of your account. Again, so here it is. Should be live now. So here it is. Okay. So like I said, $160,000 of buying power. We call it extra BP. That's the name of the account. The profit target that you need to reach, 7,800. Max loss 39, and daily pause. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I believe you mentioned that you sent me an email and mentioned that daily pause, how positive and good it was for your trading. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was looking at my graph there. I guess earlier, that one big drawdown early on was just a few days, I think. But that's when things you might not be feeling right, or your environment might not be right, and you start to press, and instead of losing several $1,000, say, in a cash account, I can lose my 1,300 plus, and then reevaluate, So that kept me above above the max loss, and then was able to move forward. But I really appreciate those daily pauses without necessarily blowing up the account or terminating the account. That's a nice feature with Trade the Pool, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm getting that a lot from other traders as well. And also as a trader, I feel like when, I said that in a few videos before, when you trade in your own cash margin account, you don't have anyone that will say, you know what, today is not your day. That's it. Come back tomorrow, right? The
Right.
broker won't say that because it doesn't really care about your losing your money. So when it comes to having those risk boundaries, you actually can perform much better because you know your limits.
Right. I did have too many of those daily pauses, and from what I want to going forward, what I want to do with the funded account, if at all possible. But oftentimes it was just maybe impatience or too big, the size too big, too soon. And I would think half of those daily pauses, I was eventually right with the direction of the trade, but too big, too soon, and done for the day.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Going back to your dashboard, let's talk a little bit about that. You had, like you said, you had a nice drop here all the way to 2,500, and then you pulled yourself out, coming back down again. What
I
got you
don't
into that place?
I try to forget though. Try to forget that week. No, just I think that might have been right around the election or just prior to the election. I don't know what was going on, but that was a severe drawdown, and I thought I was on my way to losing this account and having to back to the drawing board.
It was a technical issue, so you couldn't find your rhythm, like the setups, the right one to take, or on a psychological aspect. I don't know, you had something in your life during that time, something that got you kind of shaky.
I think it was a combination, and maybe being too much of a contrarian, maybe one of the outside influence I was hearing, we're up too much too soon. We're expecting a timid market or a trepid market before the election, but it just never came about. And so I just kind of got my wires crossed there. And I guess four of the daily pauses happened during that 1 week.
And I gotta say that congrats on bouncing from that or recovering from that, because it's not an easy task. I had actually an interview just the other day with one of our funded trader on the swing program, and she said it's super hard to take yourself out of that hole when you're going into the drawdown below the zero, basically. And she did it, and you also did it pretty nicely. Do you remember what was the shifting point, like the tip point that got you into the positive side again?
I think dedicating more time, to trade the pool, and not just having it as an auxiliary account necessarily. Saying, hey, this is doable, because I think I had gotten up to $4,000, and then also saying, hey, if and when I could possibly get a funded account, that it would be nice to have that. So let's just go for it, And I had a nice run there to rally.
Yeah, definitely a nice run. And it's funny. I'm looking at that trade or that few trades that you made there, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Looking at the chart, it's kind of look like a stock, right? And like a technical stock. So you popped up, retraced for the same, like pulled back for the same high, then went up again, down again, pulling back to the resistance as support, and now pushing higher. So it looks like a chart, like a classic chart of a stock. So I love it.
I wish it would look like MSTR or something.
Yeah. I can take Tesla these days.
Yeah.
That could be great. Nice stats here. So risk reward is off, is like negative 0.8, but you do have a nice success rate, 66%. Is that something that you work on a regular basis, trying to bring that ratio higher?
I think I need to bring the ratio higher. Like I said, I was telling you, between trade the pool and my cash account or margin account, I probably run it, 70+% winners, but I need to stretch those winners out and let the winners run when I'm on the right side, and I think that would go toward improving that ratio there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm scrolling down to the trades. You did a bunch of them, 119. We only require 20, but you went all and beyond. So in that case, I see that you trade in Tesla, DXYZ. Obviously, that's many of the stocks that are in play, or like you said, those penny stocks that pop in these days. And is there something like when you trade in Tesla, because it's interesting to look at the trades that you made, because you're doing large cap like Nvidia and Tesla, and you're also doing those small caps. Is there a different way or a different approach that you apply when it comes to trading those?
Yes, I on the smaller caps especially, I try to track the news as to why they might be popping, and then go back and look at their history of how they sometimes react after they pop, and then I'll often set an anchored VWAP to the high of that news event, and then trade off and around that, usually under it to the downside. And that's what I was saying about trade the pool. It's really nice. If I wanted to short a stock, a penny stock that's a popular stock, but maybe hard to borrow with a cash or margin account, it might cost $150 to short 1,000 shares. Whereas trade the pool, there's no borrowing fees, and the stocks they're not hard to borrow. You just have to be patient. I was going to say, I looked at it. I think I had made over 15% above that $7,800 mark, but I kind of got in a little bit of trouble. But I don't even think of it as that, because I held some of those trades under 1 minute, So that's the only thing there. I noticed with that account, that smaller account that you guys are offering now, that I think the $20,000 limited edition.
Right.
I don't know, is that right? That the 1 minute hold time is cut in half or something like that? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, the trade duration is actually 30 seconds.
Yeah. So, but I don't think of it as a bad thing too, because I might have held, if I might have held a little bit longer, then it might have gone against me. That's just the price of doing business in a sense,
Yeah, definitely. So again, great stats, looking pretty good, pretty sharp. There is anything that you think you need to change or tweak when it comes to the funded account compared to the valuation? How are you going to approach it?
Every day I write down, and I have a little notebook I keep up with, and I just write down, patience, size, and stops, and then patience again on the backside. If a winner's running, I just really want to continue to work on that and take advantage of being on the right side, and then cutting losses too when I'm on the wrong side. And I think the platform, the Trade the Pool platform, is really nice. And it allows those. You can, if you're systematic about it, you can set those up early on and be good to go, especially on the stop losses.
No doubt about it. And again, you did few attempts, right, Eric, before passing the evaluation.
Yes, yeah. The first time, I think there might have been a promotion once on the biggest account, but I would trade my cash or margin account, and then I would, middle of the day, the worst time to trade during the day, I think I would rush over to Trade the Pool and go all in, and
Gotcha.
It didn't go well. But instead of losing several thousands of dollars with the cash or margin account, it was a few $100s, and it kind of got me familiar with the platform. But I really like it.
Yeah, so definitely needs to keep your focus on, when trading in general, on that platform, on that trade when you take in, and and get familiarized with them, with the trading platform. We actually, I don't know if you already saw it, but we actually just launched like 15, 16 videos on the trading platform. We took literally every window and broke it down. So I think the guys are really enjoying it right now.
I need to do that. I have on my to-do list also. I need to familiarize myself with the hotkeys that you guys offer.
That's great.
I need to do that.
Amazing. All right, Eric, thanks so much. And hopefully we'll do another interview once you get your first payout.
Okay. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks so much. Guys, go check us out, tradethepool.com. Bye.